we're not in doubt, any of us, when we feel good, when we feel love, when we feel passion, when we feel enthusiasm. So that's actually when we feel that, I say it's like the inner compass. Our compass is pointing north. We're in alignment with the God force.
Yeah.
And all the other emotions, when we feel panic, anxiety, frustration, anger, irritation, all of those so-called negative emotions are actually signals from within telling us that we're off course, that we're not in alignment with our true self. And so when we become more and more aware of that, and that's why I say to people that we're so afraid, most of us, so afraid of actually asking ourselves and answering honestly, how does this feel?
Yeah.
It's very anxiety provoking, because what if my boyfriend doesn't like it, or what if my mother doesn't like it, or what if so we're so out focused that we have learned not to trust the guidance from within.
Yeah. Like we can't feel anymore.
That book has no, exactly.
Yeah.
So but it's there. It doesn't go away, signal.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think that's a really, really amazing point. And do you also feel like this is something that I really feel for myself as a yoga teacher, and even like cooking and all that stuff? You are also a person who's always in service of other people. Like you're serving other people. Like you're always, and do you feel, are you still taking care of yourself? Like, do you take like good care of yourself? Do you take moments where you stop because you're always looking after other people? How does it work for you?
So that's a really good point. But first of all, I would say service for me, that means love in action. That's the natural impulse, that when you have found out something that helped you, you want to share it. That's love in action, right? You see somebody else and they're suffering from this, and you've tried this and it works, and then you say like, okay, well, maybe you want to try that. It worked for me, maybe it'll work for you. So that's love in action. But then there is, and I have had many collapses, breakdowns, stress, just like you, where you feel so passionate and you're working so hard that you sometimes do ignore the signals from within that are telling you. The body never lies. It's telling you all the time. Yeah. And so I have learned the hard way, and I actually address it in the Inner Compass book too, that the thought of taking care of yourself, for many of us, we think, oh, am I being egoistic? Is this selfish? But the reality is if you collapse or if I collapse, then we can't do anything. So it's kind of a prerequisite, healthy self-care, healthy self-love, to be able to do anything else. So we have, but I admit it's been a constant, and still to this day.
A constant battle.
Yes.
Because do you have, like, for example, when you do your coaching and you do a lot of online coaching, but you also have people coming over, right?
Yes.
Do you do you say to yourself, okay, I have a maximum of 30 people a week or something like that?
Yes,
do you?
I do.
Okay.
I definitely do. I have to do that.
Yeah. And you always you're good to yourself, like you do. You're strict with yourself, and you keep your own promise to yourself.
I'm getting better at it.
Okay, every day, in any way, you're getting better and better at it.
I'm getting better and better.
Getting better and better. Well, that's good. That's good, because I think that's hard. Like, especially, because especially what you're saying, you have this love and action, and you have this amazing heart, and you have your own experiences, and you want to, help and serve others. But I think that especially for people like you and me, and there's plenty of people out there, I hope they're all listening, they just go too far, they go beyond themselves. And then, and I mean, I don't know, are you very aware, maybe that's again, this inner compass, like, are you very aware when it is too much? Like do you get a good, I don't know, warning sign? Or
I'm very aware, but also because I have collapsed several times seriously, where I've been out for quite a while because of it. So I know the signals. I'm better at listening to it. And I would say the other thing that has helped me really a lot, it sounds really stupid, but, I work together with my son, Tim, and he has seen me do that so many times, where people call me or ask me for something, and I say yes because I get really enthusiastic. And then afterwards thinking, oh, what did I say yes to, and can I manage? So he has been after me for years and years and years and saying, Mom, no matter what people ask you, say you think it's really interesting and that you got to think about it and you'll call them back tomorrow or the next day. Mm-hmm. And that has helped me so much to not answer immediately.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Take a minute. Mm-hmm.
Say, I really love what you're saying and thank you for thinking of me. I have to think about it, or I have to sleep on it, or I have to look at my calendar or whatever. And then, so that it's asking for time.
Yeah. Yeah.
To again, to feel, do I have enough energy? Do I have enough time? Is this wise? Can I do it? That has helped me a lot.
And do you feel in your work, like, do you think that a lot of people struggle with this, like not knowing when it is too much?
Everyone. I mean, I would say at least half of the people, maybe more of the people who come to me are either have been or are on sick leave because of stress, that they've collapsed in one way or another. So it's a major, I mean, the word stress sort of covers everything, but it's major crisis where they've been going on all cylinders for too long, and it's the job, it's the career, it's the family, it's the children, having unrealistic expectations to ourselves, and as you say, not taking the time and making the space to go within and feel the grace and to nurture yourself.
And do you think a lot of different people struggle with the same issues?
Yes. Yes. It's always relationships, getting along with other people, unrealistic expectations. I mean, it's all of these things. Unrealistic expectations to ourselves, to life, what we can do, what we can achieve. And then this balance between activity and rest. I've even made a tape called The Well of Deep Peace, which people can download for free on my website. It's when I say in that the secret behind success for most people is there has to be a balance between dynamic activity and deep peace. And that because people are so focused on the dynamic activity bit and they neglect the deep peace part, they often collapse. So we need that time and that space to go.
Yeah, I remember you teaching me that as well. Because every so now and then you say something and I'm like, that's in my Barbara notes. I have that written down somewhere. It sounds so good coming out of your mouth again. Yeah, no, but it really is. But I think, especially also in my practice, like especially in a lot of yoga teachers, I think, struggle with this because, it's so, and even more with yoga teachers, because we always say to other people that they should, please, you have to meditate, and you have to do this, and you have to take it easy, and you have to look after yourself. And then I would say 90% of these people are not looking after themselves, So it is, I think one of the hardest practices in life, is that. Yeah.
Why don't we say, again, you want to stop now? I think this is a half-hour show?
No, wait, I'm not going to. I'm doing a double with you if you're okay with it, Barbara. Do you have to ask Tim? Do we have to ask Tim first? Tim, can I have some more for time?
Okay, I was thinking, she forgot about the time because you told me.
No. I was like, like with you, I'm taking all the time in the world, Barbara, for you.
Okay, but anyway, I would say that what you just mentioned there, and since this is the 1st of January show, this would be a good, in terms of New Year's resolutions, to try to be a little bit more mindful about the signals coming from within.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, no matter how healthy we are, how strong we are, everyone has a limit. That's the deal. We all do. Some maybe can go longer, further than others, but everyone has their limit. And so, again, that comes back to being mindful of who you are and where you're. Again, there's no question about the fact that we start to get signals when we're not taking care of ourselves. I mean, most people, it's first of all emotional in the sense of, again, we go back to the inner comfort, feeling overwhelmed or feeling frustrated, impatient, those kind of sort of emotional feelings that we're sort of out of whack, we're not in harmony somewhere. But then the thing about the inner compass is if we don't listen to those signals, they don't go away, they get louder. And then we start getting physical aches and pains, like a stiff neck or tension in the shoulders or lower back ache or stomach ache or chest pains, or we get these kind of tension, muscular tension things in the body. But in the beginning when we have, or headaches or whatever, everybody has sort of their own little version of that. But then again, if we don't listen to those signals, in the beginning they move around, but then people start to have chronic aches and pains. So again, these signals, they don't go away, they get louder. And that's also when people start to have other coping strategies like alcohol or, medicine, or in other words, to try to sort of
medicate themselves.
Soothe, self-medication, soothing or whatever. But still, you're not addressing the original cause. How did I get here to begin with? What is it about my lifestyle that's out of whack? Where am I not in harmony with the great universal intelligence? In other words, if we think about the great universal intelligence, there is this intelligence that has created all of this. And just think about it. It's greater than you and me. I mean, the planets are circulating and the sun is coming up in the morning and the trees are growing and the fish in the ocean. And there is an intelligence that has created all of it, which is, you didn't make the sun come up in the morning, did you?
I tried.
Exactly. So you didn't do it and I didn't do it, but it came up, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing, that if you want to think about this greater intelligence, think about our bodies. That again, I'm here in this body, you're here in this body. It's like, wow, I didn't do this. I mean, I'm here in this. So the intelligence that created these bodies, and just think about it, your heart beats all night and you don't sit up and say to your heart,
you have to beat. Yeah.
Right? And your lungs are breathing and your digestion, your stomach is digesting. So all of these body things are going on by themselves. We're not doing it. And then think about, for example, if you cut your finger, you're out in the kitchen or you're making food. I know you did once, really bad, but again, if you cut your finger, just a little cut, and it bleeds, and you wash it off, and you put a bandage around it, right? And then you take the bandage off in a couple of days, the finger grew back together.
Just like that.
Didn't sit there saying to the cells in the finger, grow together, grow together. They knew what to do.
Yeah.
So that's also what I mean about there is this intelligence that not only created us, but that is activating, animating us right now. And that when you're in touch with that, the body does tend to naturally heal itself. The body's impulse is to create balance and harmony. The planet's impulse is to create balance and harmony. We humans are certainly doing a good job of messing with that balance, obviously. Yeah. But if left to itself, nature does recreate balance and harmony. And so that's true of you and that's true of me. And so the more we're in tune with the signals from within, the more we can allow that. Yeah. And trust in that.
Yeah. And do you also have someone, do you have a coach, Barbara? Like, do you also have someone to talk to or to kind of, when you look after so many people?
So my great gurus, the ones that I've had, they're not in their bodies anymore, but there are definitely people who, again, no matter where we are on this evolutionary journey, most of us, me included, we have the ones that we admire and who we feel are more advanced than we are and who we look up to for guidance and intelligence. So yes, I definitely have mine too. And just think about how wonderful that is. I'm constantly, when I make my gratitude lists, thank you for the teachers. Thank you for the great souls that have gone before us.
Absolutely.
For the Buddha, for Jesus.
Bow down to them.
Yeah, exactly. All of these great souls who have gone before us and who have tried to map out the way showers, showing us the way to higher consciousness, to waking up from the collective dream to evolve